Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And on the mound for Philadelphia in this one, Aaron Nola.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
First pitch, 640.
The 0-1. That's a laser base hit.
Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Here's Jose Ramirez.
He's done a great job making contact.
Runner on the go. There's a swing and a drive. Carrying well. Gone. He doinks it off the foul pole. A 2-run homer. The Guardians strike first. It's 2-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. Off the bat, it looked like it had plenty of distance, but there was just no telling if it was going to stay fair. I mean, he really hooked that thing down the right field line, but good thing that big pole was there to let us know. Could have very easily just been a long strike if he hit it out front any more than he did.
Ball 1. Chase DeLauder, the next to hit, takes ball 1.
Can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
And the 1-0. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they boost their lead. It's 3-0. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
Rhys Hoskins to the plate.
Nope, that's a ball.
Singy, maybe some nerves getting the best of him in the first.
Well, it's hard to know exactly if it's nerves or not, but he just doesn't have it right now. Those hitters on the other side, they're going to say it's nerves and use that as a competitive edge to try to jump on him even more.
Aye. Ball inside.
The 2-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Stays alive. Just missing there, and it's 3-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Here's the Guardians lineup now. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and an outfielder is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. One-two now. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes.
Left fielder, Angel Martinez.
2 down, base is empty. Now here is Angel Martinez.
Ball one.
Two down, nobody on. That one misses. Ball 2. First inning, and already up to 23 pitches. That one just misses. Full count now.
As a veteran out there on the ball, you're trying to establish both edges of the plate. Right here, he's working inside.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Payoff pitch. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. And they'll do it again. Lifted in the air down the left side, and that'll do it. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 3-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And towing the slab for the Cleveland Guardians, Joey Cantillo. What do you have on him, Chris?
Well, you can see his whip is a little above the league average. Not bad, but I think in this one, he's going to need to control that a little bit better. Try to limit hitters from getting on base. Stay in that windup instead of the stretch. And when he does allow base runners, be able to throw a pitch. He's going to get a swing and miss, get out of the inning so that a base hit doesn't do more damage and put his team behind the 8 ball.
Turner at the plate now, and that's strike 1. Yo 1. And there's a foul ball. The 0-2. drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That's back there. That one opts against the fence. And it's a double to start the bottom of the first.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of this struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Adolis Garcia stands in for the Phillies. That one's in there. That's strike one. Man at second. And a big swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Not a team that usually sees a lot of pitches or works a ton of walks, Chris. They take a more aggressive approach than some of the other teams in the league.
They've got some free swingers, don't they? It's a great approach with pitches over the plate, but when the pitcher expands the zone, it just doesn't work. They need to draw more walks to get runners on base.
Bryce Harper in the box now. Takes strike one. Runner at second here, one gone.
Here we go, Bryce.
Shot into the gap, and that should bring in the run. Flying around third is Turner, and they cut the lead to 2. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. Got a good pitch to drive, stayed short with his bat path to the ball, and caught it out front, and he stayed long in his follow-through. That's how you split the gap, and that's pretty much a double every time.
One out, runner at second. Alec Bohm digs in now.
Really strong hitting performance recently, batting over 300 so far this month.
And that drops in for a strike.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
On the ground, right side. Oh, great stop. And they get the out.
Batting fifth, catcher J.T. Real Muto.
Here comes Real Muto.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Gets him to chase after that one.
That's a ball.
Gets a piece and stays alive. Harper at third with 2 away. Swing and a pop-up. That is the inning. Phillies with a run-scoring double. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. Second inning set to go. Stepping up for the Guardians, Stephen Kwan.
Ball, that's low.
Saying he wasn't very sharp in the first, got hit around a little bit, just wasn't able to locate particularly well. A lot of stuff in the fat part of the plate.
Yeah, Boog, he wasn't fooling anyone. It's a tough place to be because it's not always obvious what adjustments need to be made. Sometimes it's location, sometimes it's being too predictable. Sometimes you're tipping your pitches. He's going to need to figure it out quickly, though.
That one almost got him. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. That one missed. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And a payoff pitch. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
So up next, Patrick Bailey. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. One away.
Batting ninth, shortstop Brian Rocchio.
One out man at first. Here's Brian Rocchio.
Here we go, Aaron.
Ball. That's inside.
Rocchio, 25 years old, and he was born in Venezuela.
Let's go, Aaron.
Ground ball left side, could be two. Flips it. There's one. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
So the Guardians lineup turns over. Now it's the DH, Daniel Schneemann. Popped up. Sosa has a beat on it, and that is that. Guardians lead one as the lead remains 3-1. Bottom of the inning. Here's the Phillies DH, Brandon Marsh.
Designated hitter, Brandon Marsh.
Ball one.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
The 1-1.
Ball two.
And that's a strike. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 2-2 now. And a swing and a miss. One out.
Came inside with that two-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And, you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with two strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Out number 2.
Batting eighth, second baseman, Bryson.
This is Bryson Stott. This is a guy that they are counting on to deliver, and early on this season, it's been a struggle. bottom line, his resume says he's a good hitter, just has not gotten off to a very good start. And you got to figure regress to the mean, water finds its level, all those sayings, that he will end up having a good year.
Well, I'll tell you this, nobody on his team is worried about it. They've seen him do it year in and year out. May get off to a slow start, may have a slow mid, but when the game's on the line, when the season's on the line, he's the guy they want at the plate.
2 down, nobody on. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Stays alive. Pitch misses. Full count now.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Payoff pitch. High fly ball, right field. DeLauder under it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Offense held in check there. We head on down to the top of the 3rd. Guardians 3 and the Phillies 1. Back here in Philadelphia, all set for the start of the inning. Jose Ramirez digs in for the Guardians. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Guardians doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. And here's a stat for you, Boog. They're making contact with more than 85% of the pitches that they're swinging at. It's pretty special stuff. Not so good if you're out there on the mound.
Ball, that's out.
Got him looking. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Oh, you know that's got to be very frustrating for this guy. He knows the strike zone extremely well. And you know what? Good hitters are not going to compromise. He'll take that punch out, but ultimately stick with his plan and have more success than anything else.
Chase DeLauder, the next to hit.
Coming off an absolute bomb in his last at bat.
Ball, that pitch is out.
The 1-0. Swings through that one for strike 2. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Up next for Cleveland, first baseman Rhys Hoskins.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Two outs, base is empty. Rhys Hoskins now at the plate. He's been a great free agent sign. And that's outside. And that is ball 1. Now, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Just missed. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now, Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep
That's
because
ball
teams
three.
are really aggressively building their bullpens. 2 down, nobody on.
Aye.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. And the count's full. Sets him down on strikes. And he strikes out the side in the third. Guardians 3 and the Phillies 1. Back here in Philadelphia as we go to the last of the third. Otto Kemp stands in for the Phillies.
Nope. That's inside.
And a 1-1. This to third, Ramirez. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
Up next for the Phillies, shortstop Trey Turner.
So the Philly batting order turns over. Here's Trey Turner. Double the lead off the bottom of the first. And a foul ball. Now the 0-1. In the air, right field, DeLauder moving under this one. And there are 2 outs.
Up next for the Phillies, right fielder Adolis
In steps
Garcia.
Adolis Garcia, also known as El Bombi. He was a strikeout victim his first time.
Ball.
Let's go, El Bombi.
Aye.
Let's go, El Bombi.
Next pitch, not close, up high. Outside corner, there's a strike. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Two. And there's a
Ball
ball.
three.
Harper hoping for a chance. He would represent the tying run.
Yeah, Boog, plenty of power in that bat. They'd love to give him a shot here.
Come on, El Bombi.
That's ball
No,
4,
that's a ball.
trying another
Take the
fastball, but missed the spot.
Now, a great back and forth in that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow, Boog, he found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
Harper batting for the second time, and that's strike 1.
Well, it's clear they're struggling with pitch selection today. Swinging it off-speed stuff off the plate. They need to be more patient and wait for the right pitch, not just the next pitch.
The 0-1. Late swing, foul to the left. The 0-2. Goes down looking. One left for Philadelphia, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. On to the fourth,
Leading off
stepping up for the Guardians,
second baseman,
Travis Bazzana.
Come on, Aaron.
And the 0-1. Nola fires.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Here's the 2-2. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
You know, varying speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. As you see right there, it really wasn't a great location, but the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
Martinez in now, takes ball 1 off the plate.
Hey.
That's a hit, and they have their first hit since the first inning.
Up next for Cleveland, center fielder
Stephen Kwan digs in for the Guardians. Walked his first time. In for a strike, 0-1. Fastball for a strike.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed away.
Ground ball right side, could be 2. Over to Turner for 1. Double play. What a clean killing to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. On now to the bottom of the 4th. Guardians 3 and the Phillies 1. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Bottom of the 4th, Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies.
Well, these Phillies showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
That one hit the knees for a strike.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
Out to short, Rocchio. To first, and 1 gone to the 4th as they get the leadoff man.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
JT Realmuto steps in. 0 for 1, he flied out to right in his first trip.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Next offering in there for a strike. That is strike 2.
So far, all we've seen in this at bat are fastballs. Look for him to slow it down right here ahead in the count.
Fights that one away, still 1-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at bat alive.
The 1-2. Good job to fight that one off.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
The 1-2.
That's out.
This one in the air center field. Kwan drifts towards it. 2 down.
Up next for the Phillies, designated hitter,
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Close, but called a ball. Ball 1. Challenge from behind the dish here. It just shaved the zone. Still 2 challenges left for them. Two down, nobody on.
Ball, that's down.
And now it's 1-2.
No, that's down.
Got him. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. Phillies go down quietly in the inning, and they still trail it here 3-1. We go to the top of the 5th. Stepping up for the Guardians, Patrick Bailey. Hammered down the right side, but foul. That misses, and that's ball 1. Some bullpen action for Philadelphia. Orion Kirkering, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Banks, the lefty, warming up as well. 1-1 now. Popped up. Turner in position, and a quick out, number 1.
Up next for Cleveland, shortstop Brian Rocchio.
Brian Rocchio digs in for the Guardians. 0 for 1. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time.
Here we go, Aaron.
Ball 1.
This one ripped, but foul to the right.
Let's go, Philadelphia.
That's a strike at the top edge of the zone. Going to count 1-2. Rocchio wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball. And the strike is overturned after review. So they've still got both their challenges. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
On the ground. And that chance handled in time to Bohm. And the first 2 set down in the top of the 5th.
For Cleveland, the designated hitter, Daniel Schneemann.
Back to the top of the order now. And next is the designated hitter, Daniel Schneemann. Singled and scored back in the first. He's 1 for 2. On the ground to third, Sosa. Throws across the diamond, inning over. Nothing doing for the Guardians there, but they still lead it 3-1. Back at Citizens Bank Park, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Edmundo Sosa stands in for the Phillies.
You know, these Phils being a little too patient at the plate in this game. They found themselves behind in the count quite a bit. They're trying to be patient, but it's mostly resulting in outs, not base runners. And you could argue it's making things more difficult at the plate.
Comebacker to the mound. to first, and the leadoff man set down in their half of the fifth.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup got that hitter to roll over.
Now here is Bryson Stott. Fly to right his first time.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
This one in the air. Ramirez. And there's two away.
Up next for the Phillies, left fielder.
Here's the left fielder, Otto Kemp. Grounded out his first time. Just missed.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he's attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
And it's fouled away. That's a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Up next for the Phillies.
Back to the top of the lineup and digging in for Philadelphia, Trey Turner, 1 for 2. Step off throw to first, and he dives back in safely.
That's a ball.
The 1-1.
Nope, outside.
Kemp off of first with 2 away. And that's down and away.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
Turner awaiting a 3-1. And a fastball in there for a strike at 91. Turner not happy about that called strike. Here's the challenge. And the strike call will stand. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. Payoff pitch. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. And the inning is over. Phillies strand 1. Score holds. It's 3-1. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far. Out of the bullpen for the Phillies, Orion Kirkering.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Now it's Jose Ramirez, and it was a homer back in the first inning that got his day started at the plate.
Yeah, Boog, a 2-run blast, and that swing will give him confidence the rest of the way. You know, these Guardians putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen.
Ball.
And no, they haven't broken through in a big way in the runs column, but with the way they're grinding out at-bats, it definitely feels like there's potential for more coming.
That's a strike, attacked with the sweeper. The 2-1. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Got him. One away on the strikeout.
Right fielder, Chase DeLauder.
Chase DeLauder digs in for the Guardians. He's already homered here in this one.
Come on, Phillies.
Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Oh, that fastball drilled him.
Base.
Up next for Cleveland.
One
first
gone
baseman,
runner at
Rhys
first.
Hoskins.
And it's Rhys Hoskins up to the dish, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. Fought off foul. That missed by a lot. Now 1-2. Man at first, one away. Runner on the move. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe.
Up next for Cleveland, second baseman Travis Bazzana.
And now Travis Bazzana. In there at the knees. That's strike one. And he swings through that one.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Man on second, 2 down. In the dirt. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
A healthy cut. Tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
Starting to go at the 1-2. A check on it to third. And he won around. Not an easy call there, but that puts an end to the inning. One left for the Guardians, and the score stays 3-1.
Now pitching for
Back now
Cleveland,
for the bottom of the
number
6th,
50,
and there's a new
Cody
pitcher on the
Hoyer.
mound. Cody Hoyer.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
Leading
Leading
for
off,
the Phillies,
Adolis Garcia.
right
He is
fielder,
struck out,
Adolis
and he is walked.
Garcia.
No question about this one. It's out of here. And El Bombi blasts it out. And they cut into the deficit. one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at-bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And, you know, he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
Here comes Bryce Harper.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Ball 1.
Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the bottom of the 6th. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Reaching for it, makes the catch.
Up next for the Phillies, first baseman.
And here comes Alec Bohm. Has grounded out a couple of times.
Ball, that's out.
Swing and a ground ball. Bazzana slings to first in time.
Up next for the Phillies, catcher J.T. Realmuto.
And up to the plate is J.T. Realmuto. First pitch misses. Fouled off. He was late. Two down, nobody on.
Ball 2.
That one lifted to left. And that's the inning. The Phillies get one by way of the long ball. It's now a 3-2 ball game. Top of inning number 7, stepping up for the Guardians, Angel Martinez. Going 2 now. Battling here as he fouls it away.
Yeah, with 2 strikes here, you really want to miss outside the zone with that breaking ball.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 0-2. Rips that one to right. One up, one down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Quan at the plate now. That's ball 1. And that one almost hit him. The 2-2 on the way. Went with the sweeper, but it misses. And a payoff pitch. Hard hit, right side. Whips it to first. And 2 away to start the 7th.
Up next for Cleveland, catcher Patrick Bailey.
There comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Orion Kerkering gives way, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching.
Brad Keller gets the ball now.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Patrick Bailey digs in for the Guardians.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Two down, nobody on. Outside with a breaking ball. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. And it remains 2-2. On the ground to the left. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He beats the throw, and they can't get the out.
Up next for Cleveland, shortstop Ryan
So
Rocchio.
2 down. Now, Ryan Rocchio.
Hey. Inside, ball 1.
Bailey off of first with 2 away. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. Guardians lead 1, but they're up 3-2.
Now pitching for
We're
Cleveland.
back in a new pitcher
Number
here to
43,
start the bottom of the
Sean
7th.
Armstrong.
Sean Armstrong. He's been so good against lefties. Brandon Marsh stands in for the Phillies.
Designated hitter, Brandon Marsh.
That one finds the corner. 0-1.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Yeah, that's fouled off.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
The 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. I mean, you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
And here is Sosa to the plate. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. The Guardians trying to hold a one-run lead here at the bottom of the 7th. Movement in the pen for the Guardians. Tim Herron, the left-hander, is getting that big fastball of his ready to go. Festa getting loose as well. The 1-1. Swing and a grounder, foul first base side. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. One down. Phillies down a run.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
Just off the inside edge.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Three-two. Spoils the two-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Three-two. That one to first. Hoskins steps on the bag. That was a strong at bat, even though he couldn't find a way on base.
Second baseman, Bryson Stott.
Now it's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. And that one is lifted in the air. Martinez should have this one. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for him there. 8th inning coming up. Guardians 3 and the Phillies 2. Ready to begin the 8th. Now it's the Guardians DH. Daniel Schneemann.
Yep, that ball went out.
The 1-0.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Keller in his 8th season, 30 years old now, a former first-round pick back in 2017. And a foul ball makes the count 2-1. Fastball is outside. Fouls one away, and now 3-2. Payoff pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
He was a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
And a pop-up right side, foul territory. One down.
Good hard fastball up in the zone right there. They look really good coming in, but it's so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
And up next for Cleveland, Jose Ramirez. He's already homered in this game. Here comes the 0-1. And there's the strike.
Quickly in an 0-2 hole, you're going to have to give something up here in terms of power if you want to put the ball in play with any authority.
The 0-2.
His understanding of the strike zone, very impressive. That was a very close 0-2 fastball. I just don't know how you take that.
And a ball and 2 strikes. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Brad Keller will depart. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Jonathan Bolin.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
Chase DeLauder digs in for the Guardians. Ground ball left side. Long throw to first. That's out number 3. Guardians go down 1-2-3. And it remains a 3-2 ball game. Back here in Philadelphia, on to the bottom of the 8th, Otto Kemp stands in for the Phillies. Cleveland has some action going in their pen. Cade Smith, the closer, is getting ready and perhaps looking at a long save opportunity here. The 1-0. Fastball for a strike.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
That's ball 2.
Two one now. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Martinez settles underneath it, and there's one down.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Turner stands in now and watches strike 1.
Ball.
The Guardians holding on to a 1-run lead here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Tapped up the first base side. Hoskins takes it to the bag, steps on first, and it's out number 2.
That's why you hug the lines on the corners late in a ball game like this. Positioned perfectly.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Sean Armstrong departs, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now pitching for
So Cleveland brings on a new reliever, Matt Festa.
He's averaging more than 1 hit allowed per inning pitched this season, and that's not where you want to be at all. So we'll see how he does here.
And now for the Phillies, Adolis Garcia. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Stays alive. Two down, nobody on. Breaks his bat. There's a soft liner. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Phillies down in order. They trail it 3-2. We go to the ninth. Now the 4-hole hitter for the Guardians, Rhys Hoskins.
Ball, that's
Stirring in the Phillies bullpen, Jose Alvarado. The left-handed reliever appears to be getting loose. Meza warming up as well. Up and in, and it's 2-0. That one missed. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
That just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
Stepping up for the Guardians, Travis Bazzana. 3 strikeouts already. He's 0 for 3. Swinging a foul out of play. Liner caught it second.
From up here, it looked like that liner might be splitting the gap in right center. That's one of those atom balls you just have to live with as a hitter.
1 out man at first. Angel Martinez digs in for the Guardians. 1 for 3. Foul ball there. Oh, 1 down.
Ball, that's inside. That's ball 2.
1-run game here in the top of the 9th. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Bounces out at second.
Man, I see him trying to be aggressive right there late in this ball game. Trying to add on to that lead. You know, I really like the thought, but it just didn't work out that time. Nice job by the defense right there to keep things right where they are in terms of the score.
Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the 9th. In the air, left field. Kemp on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And that is that. Guardians fail to score, but they still lead at 3-2.
Now pitching for
Back
Cleveland,
now, and on the mound, the closer, Cade Smith.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
For the Phillies,
Well, one-run game. Here's Bryce Harper. And that one fouled off. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And the tying run is on base here in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, a big swing of the bat right there. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Substitution now at first base. Pinch running for the Phils, Justin Crawford getting some more speed on the bases. And now it's Alec Bohm. 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. Pitch misses inside. Ball 1.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
One-run game, bottom 9. And that is out of play. Here's a 1-1. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. It'll bring up JT Realmuto. 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts.
Well, with pretty good speed over there at first base, I think the pitcher's got to slow everything down. Hold the ball a little bit, step off, just try to break the rhythm and timing of a potential base stealer.
Knee high, that's in for a strike.
And that's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch.
Runner on the go. Swings, and he breaks his bat. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. But the tying run is now in scoring position, so it's a productive out.
Well, that actually works out for the hitter. If it's not a broken bat, it's hit hard enough for a double play. But with the slower roller, defense does a nice job at least getting one out of it.
So it's their last chance in this one. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Brandon Marsh. Trying to deliver as the hero. And fouled off.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. I mean, you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it, but this is where they earn their keep.
And now the Phillies down to their final strike. The Guardians trying to close out a one-run lead. And the home team trying to pull it out. That one outside. Ball 1. Swings and misses. Struck him out. And that ends the ball game. The tying run left stranded at second.
Well, when you reel off 8 wins in a row, you're this close to double digits. And now all of a sudden it's a challenge within a challenge to get 2 more wins to get to 10. But there's definitely a high level of confidence that this team is playing at right now. And that's one of those things. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to disturb things. Make sure the clubhouse is giving you the same good food it's been giving you all along. And you can keep this win streak going.